Hey, this is a Bronze 1 Brig VOD. We're going to be talking about cover usage, pack management, and using your bash to get out of the way. But before we get into the VOD, I just want to talk about some mechanics on Brig that are very helpful and probably going to be easier to show in training range. So for starters, your packs heal over time, which means you don't want to be spamming them. Most of the time, if we let these guys get damaged a little bit here. Alright, he's crit. One pack is enough to get him almost all the way back up to full, right? So if you're double packing, doesn't actually do that much, and a lot of the time you're just wasting a pack that you could be using on somebody else. Generally, you want to have between 2 to 3 packs, or be one close to getting 2 back. Next thing is there's Brig has this thing called Inspire, which is where if she does damage near her team, they actually get healing over time. So every time I smack this, a little bit of healing for my team. It's not massive, but it's something, and that's a pretty decent way to get healing besides dropping packs on people. You just stay around your team and you hit whip shots. The next thing is your shield only regens when when it's down. So if I take a little bit of damage here, if I hold it, if I don't let this down, it's going to stay at 122. I let go, I wait 2 seconds, and it starts to regen. I come back, it's done. It doesn't regen, right? So if your shield's low, just make sure you're dropping it for a little bit and sitting behind cover. That is everything. Now we're going to go over to a warm-up code. Alright, this is the warm-up code that I would suggest for any Brig player. It is probably the best one that is out there. The code is in the top right corner. I'm only going to hit the most important things or the most helpful things in this code. So the first one is the whip shot practice. And you just get infinite whip shots. And it's just a little bit of aim practice for what little aim Brig takes. This can be helpful. It's a good warm-up. This is what I like to start with. Next is the key interactions. It's just defending against things that you would have to put up with in the game, like that. And it's really just surviving. If you get through the interaction, it swaps and goes to another one. If you didn't know that, you can stun Ryan in his dash. That one's kind of hard to do, but if you get good at it, it's crazy to pull off in game. The Tracer 1v1 is actually kind of hard. It's really good practice though. Like, you got to be completely on point, or she doesn't miss her shots. So if you can do this, you will be destroying bronze lobbies. You'll be winning every 1v1. This is probably the best thing in here. You basically is bodyguarding Ana. You get rally with it. So you either pick Ball and Tracer or Winston and Genji. I'm gonna pick Winston and Genji. You walk all the way back here. You pop rally. And it's just kind of, where's the Genji? Oh man. That's never happened before. Okay. Apparently you can knock the Genji and just keep him out. But that's whatever. It's good practice. I would strongly suggest doing this for at least 5 to 10 minutes and you will see quite a bit of difference in your gameplay. With all that said, let's get into the VOD. So, you guys do quite good up until about 150. When we're here, see, that's where we were at 80 on our shield. If we just sat behind cover and we let it sit for a little bit, it could reset, and it wouldn't break. Because when it breaks, it takes longer to reset. With all this going on here, I like the idea of coming over here. Because they're starting to take this flank. If you were here a little bit earlier, you shot your whip shot, force them back, a little bit annoying. You draw their attention. That lets your tank walk up and he can do stuff. And they won't be able to take that flank as easily. Now right here, This is where bashing away becomes important. Because if we just walk up here and we bash in, like we do, we're dead, and we know it. You realize it halfway through, like, oh crap, I'm not making this out. You almost never, I mean, not almost never, but most of the time you want to use your bash to get out of the way rather than to get in. We use our bash to get in again, and that's what gets us killed. It doesn't get us killed. Okay, that's actually a surprise. No, that isn't. The bash almost gets us killed, but holding our shield up here and not letting it reset, and then getting swung on by the Life Weaver, that's what gets us killed. Really, round 2 is when it gets a little more interesting. We have Rally. Oh yeah, getting this Moira here. When we're taking this, you could totally destroy her here. First, don't bash right away, just walk up, and then bash her when she gets close. You could pop Rally to survive this. You get a little bit of extra shield, and you'll get the bash reset. Then you could probably kill the Moira. And then, it's a good counter to the Orisa ult. Mostly, it's going to be circulating around these same 3 things, though. You want to make sure that you're using cover, and bashing away instead of bashing in and letting your shield reset. Here, we're just kind of like wandering around, and it looks like we're not really sure what we should be doing. And that is what gets us killed. So I would like to see us taking space somewhere instead of just kind of wandering. So the 2 spots that could help you quite a bit on this map are here. That way you can pop your whip shot and you can spook them a little bit, and you're safer here. You have more cover. You could also go top left with your Junkrat, or sorry, with your Ashe, and you'll have a little bit of easier time taking out that Junkrat. You could have fought that Life Weaver. That's a kind of an easy 1v1 for you. Yeah, look at that. Use your bash to get away. Love to see it. That's the kind of stuff that keeps you alive. Unfortunate. Unfortunate. It happens. I like this, because see, we're taking space, we're scaring this Ashe away. And you know what? Why not? Go for the pick. I love this. It might take a little longer than wanted, but like, honestly, worth it. I like to see that. I don't know if this is too important. It's just cover usage again, right? If we were in a spot where we were taking cover previously, just not like out in the open here. Like if we were playing here, we would see that the Junkrat was coming up, or if we were playing up top, we could be dueling this Ashe instead. Just keep ourselves out of the fray a little bit. And honestly, not too much more for this round. You take this 1v1 with the Junkrat, and I like that. This is what you need to be doing, is being aggressive and taking these 1v1s. And it was a good attempt, but Junkrat's really hard to fight as Brig, because he can destroy your shield and 2-tap you like nothing. I like how you consider right side for a second. Honestly, go for it. I can see you walking towards this way. Sneak around here. Bash. Sorry, don't bash her. Whip shot her. Maybe force her fortify, get her to throw a spear at you, and then if she gets too close, just bash out of the way. It's impressive the flanks that Brig can take because of how far her bash lets her go. If we just shield down main, all that's gonna happen is our shield's gonna break, and then we're probably gonna die, or we're gonna be forced to go back. Top rally. If you want to get out of this, you gotta. Okay, it seems like you were knowing that you had to get out of the circle. But you get a bash reset whenever you pop rally. So you can, if you pop this rally, turn around and then bash these guys. That's your best bet. I mean, they have beat, so it might be a little bit. You might not get any picks or anything, but at least you'll survive and you'll put some pressure on. You could turn the fight with that. Pack management. So you threw out all your packs there. But realistically, he was behind cover. He was fine. And now you have no packs. So just remember the healing over time thing, and that'll make it a lot easier. Where you might have needed 2 packs to deal with to keep that Lucio alive, and that's why you save packs, so that if you're in a bad spot where you need to use more than normal, you can. And this is where you just back off. There's just you don't have the support. Yeah, that's kind of rough. I don't know. You take the health pack. That's how you do that. If you took the health pack early here when you were walking back from cover, you probably could have beat the Lucio. Because Lucio is a good 1v1 for you. You want to take that fight most of the time.
My ultimate is charging.
No packs. Luckily the Blizzard though. Good picks, good picks. That's what we like to see. Let our shield recharge. Good stuff. This is just a little too aggressive. A little too far up. Not bad though. And I mean we can play far up like this, but I would prefer it if it was over here. Demoyer is an easy pick. Did we get beat with that? Yeah. Oh man, the May wall. What the heck? Rally is a great counter for Coalescence, because if you bash her, it actually cancels it. You miss the bash. You want to get comfortable with, or you want to get a feel for how far you can bash, so that when you do walk up to people, and if you're gonna bash into them, that you're just close enough or you're within that range. Because it seems like we just miss our bashes by like a couple inches sometimes. Take the health back. Yeah, happens. I like that we're taking an angle though. You just gotta be quicker to bash out of there. And that's weird. I'm like stuck in a time loop. Is it? Oh, okay. Yeah, it's I always forget about that. Okay, so not bad. Thank you for sending in a VOD. Just to recap, we want to talk about using cover, having proper pack management, and using our bash to get out of the way. Now, I did throw a decent few things at you there, but the way you do this is you take one of them and you practice that for, maybe 2-3 days or however many, comp sessions you're doing. I like to do one thing every like 3 days or so, maybe a week, depending on what it is. But figure out whatever works for you. I mean, you could do a different thing every day, but as long as you're only focusing on one thing, you will see a lot clearer improvement. Definitely start to use that warm-up code. It will do wonders for your gameplay.